The El Royale is a bi-state establishment. You have the option to choose a room in either California or Nevada.
How'd you end up at the El Royale?
The Ritz-Carlton was booked.
Bad Times at the El Royale is directed and written by Drew Goddard, and it stars John Hamm, Jeff Bridges, Cynthia Erivo, Dakota Johnson, Kaylee Spaney, Lewis Pullman, and Chris Hemsworth, and Nick Offerman. And Jerry from Parks and Rec. Hey, did you spot that cameo? You didn't. He's in the movie. So briefly. Bad Times at the El Royale is a mystery movie that's set at like a roadside hotel where these 7 strangers, they go and spend the night there, all for different reasons, for their own, they're all for personal different reasons. And then one event happens and it sort of kicks this chain of events which kind of escalates and escalates to the point of which where, you know, characters involved and there's violence, and generally try to imagine sort of like Cabin in the Woods, which is what the marketing sort of put it as, like Cabin in the Woods but at a hotel. So sort of like, you know, a whodunit mystery sort of way. It's not like that. Bad Times at the El Royale, I will say this, I was disappointed and sort of let down, and I can't blame the filmmakers for this. It's mostly the marketing that promised something that was more like a full-on mystery, a whodunit, and it didn't, like, it seemed like a genuine mystery of like them trying to solve out events and there being a conspiracy against the hotel and there being some sort of like larger entity than it actually is. And the movie isn't that. If you're going to see this movie because you think the hotel is a larger entity, I'm telling you right now, it is not a larger entity. That is just some marketing stuff they put on. So it's slightly misleading, but I will say this, that the Bad Times at the El Royale would have been a much better television show than it would have been a movie. The movie feels like it has too many plot lines going on. It feels like it could be too long at times, yet not long enough. And the movie's already 2 hours 20. This movie should have been a television show. Make it a mini-series, make it a Netflix season, you know, put it on HBO for a season, make it like 8 episodes long. You can do that. And I have trust in Drew Goddard for pulling that off. But he did the best he could, I feel like, with a feature length. There are a lot of plot lines, they're just like hanging there, and that's mostly just to the story. The story let down a lot of the movie. But I'll say this, dialogue is extremely well written. The set design is great, production design is also great, the performances from everyone are fantastic. I wasn't like drawn out of the movie by anything, it's beautifully well shot. The opening sequence is absolutely marvelous and well done, I loved it. I thought it was great, but from that moment on, I realized that it was a little bit different than what I thought. And then the movie started like breezing over these like brief things that seemed really prevalent in marketing and really prevalent and important to the story, but they just weren't as much. It just felt like the story wasn't strong enough to hold a movie by itself, and it felt like it ran way too long. But the characters are really likable, performances are great, direction by Drew Goddard is solid, his dialogue is fantastic, and I really like the music too. But one thing that I knew that this was, mostly this is me just going, I liked it, but I was sort of disappointed by it. And the moment I knew that is when the structure happened and it started playing out title cards of different people's rooms, different events that happened, different characters' names. Then they started showing those title cards. That's when I realized, oh, we're not structuring it like cohesive 3 acts, we're structuring it like a whodunit from different perspectives. And that's what I feel like the movie could have been, should have been showing maybe, or maybe played into that a bit more in the marketing. But it played a bit more like Cabin in the Woods meets Mystery in a Hotel. And that just made me really disappointed because the marketing made out a much cooler story than what we got in the movie. So I'll say that Bad Times at the El Royale is an overnight rental. Have you seen Bad Times at the El Royale? Let me know in the comments down below. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to come on the Planet Player, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye. Well done, you made it to the end of the video. Why don't you click on one of these 2 videos for more content, or subscribe, so just be reminded of when I upload, so you know, subscribe. That'd be great.